One action hero changed Hollywood forever. One unforgettable villain became a cinematic legend, and some beloved stars are sadly no longer with us. When Die Hard exploded onto movie screens in 1988, it redefined the action genre for an entire generation. Directed by John McTiernan and based on Roderick Thorpe's novel Nothing Lasts Forever, the film turned a simple hostage crisis inside Los Angeles' Nakatomi Plaza into one of cinema's greatest thrill rides. Combining suspense, humor, and unforgettable performances, Die Hard transformed its cast into household names and inspired countless action films that followed. Nearly 4 decades later, the legacy of the film remains stronger than ever. Let's revisit the remarkable journeys of the actors who brought this timeless classic to life, beginning with the reluctant hero who changed action movies forever. Before Die Hard, Bruce Willis was best known for his Emmy-winning performance opposite Sybil Shepherd in the television series Moonlighting. At the time, many studio executives questioned whether a television actor could carry a major action film. Director John McTiernan and producer Joel Silver believed otherwise, and their gamble changed Hollywood history. As New York Police Detective John McClane, Willis created a completely new kind of action hero: vulnerable, sarcastic, exhausted, and remarkably human. Unlike the invincible, muscle-bound heroes popular during the 1980s, McClane survived through determination, intelligence, and sheer resilience. The role instantly launched Willis into international superstardom and led to blockbuster films including The Sixth Sense, Pulp Fiction, Armageddon, 12 Monkeys, and 4 Die Hard sequels. In 2022, Willis's family announced his retirement from acting after he was diagnosed with aphasia. In 2023, they shared that his condition had progressed to frontotemporal dementia, raising worldwide awareness of the disease. As of 2026, his family continues to provide updates and advocate for dementia research, while fans around the world celebrate the enduring legacy of one of cinema's greatest action stars. Standing across from McClane was a villain who would become just as iconic. Sophisticated, intelligent, and endlessly charismatic, Hans Gruber remains one of the greatest movie villains ever created. Remarkably, Die Hard marked Alan Rickman's first feature film role after years of acclaimed work with the Royal Shakespeare Company and British television. Director John McTiernan cast Rickman largely because of his commanding stage presence, and the decision proved unforgettable. His calm delivery, sharp wit, and calculated menace transformed Gruber into far more than a typical action antagonist. One famous behind-the-scenes moment occurred during the climactic fall from Nakatomi Plaza. To capture Rickman's genuine expression of surprise, the stunt team released him slightly earlier than he expected. Following Die Hard, Rickman enjoyed an extraordinary career in films including Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Sense and Sensibility, Love Actually, and the Harry Potter series, where he portrayed Professor Severus Snape. Alan Rickman passed away in Star 2016 at the age of 69 after battling pancreatic cancer, a diagnosis confirmed by his family. His remarkable voice, extraordinary talent, and unforgettable performances continue to inspire actors and audiences worldwide. From the mastermind of the hostage crisis, we now turn to the woman whose courage gave McClane every reason to fight. Bonnie Bedelia brought intelligence, strength, and emotional depth to Holly Gennaro McClane, proving that she was far more than the typical action film love interest. As John's estranged wife, Holly remained calm under enormous pressure while protecting her co-workers and refusing to submit to Hans Gruber's intimidation. Her quiet courage gave the story its emotional heart and raised the stakes far beyond a simple battle between hero and villain. Before starring in Die Hard, Bedelia had already established herself through acclaimed performances in films such as Heart Like a Wheel and They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Her experience brought authenticity to Holly, making the character one of the most respected female leads in action cinema. She reprised the role in Die Hard 2 before continuing a successful career in television and film, including a long-running role in the NBC drama Parenthood. As of 2026, Bedelia has largely stepped away from regular acting, though her work continues to be celebrated by fans of classic cinema. Holly's determination reminded audiences that true bravery isn't always measured by carrying a weapon. It often means standing firm when everything seems lost. Fortunately for John McClane, another unexpected ally was waiting just outside Nakatomi Plaza. While John McClane battled terrorists inside Nakatomi Plaza, Sergeant Al Powell became his lifeline on the outside. Reginald VelJohnson gave the role warmth, humor, and genuine humanity, creating one of the most memorable friendships in action movie history despite the two characters rarely sharing the same space. Powell's quiet confidence and unwavering belief in McClane helped ground the film emotionally, making their radio conversations some of Die Hard's most unforgettable moments. Before joining the cast, VelJohnson had appeared in films such as Ghostbusters and Crocodile Dundee. His performance in Die Hard led to even greater recognition, and just a year later he began starring as Carl Winslow in the hit sitcom Family Matters, a role he played for 9 seasons. Throughout the decades, he has remained active in television, films, and voice acting while frequently attending fan conventions celebrating the enduring popularity of Die Hard. As of 2026, VelJohnson continues acting and remains deeply appreciated for portraying one of cinema's most compassionate police officers. But inside the tower, McClane faced an adversary driven by something far more personal than greed. Towering, relentless, and consumed by revenge, Carl became one of the most intimidating villains in Die Hard. Russian-born actor Alexander Godunov brought a commanding physical presence to the role, making Carl a terrifying opponent even after Hans Gruber's carefully planned operation began to unravel. Before becoming an actor, Godunov achieved international fame as one of the Soviet Union's leading ballet dancers with the Bolshoi Ballet. In 1979, during a tour in New York, he famously defected from the Soviet Union, an event that drew worldwide media attention. His transition from ballet to Hollywood led to memorable roles in films, including Witness, before Die Hard cemented his reputation as a formidable screen presence. Although Carl spoke relatively little, Godunov's expressive performance made every confrontation with McClane unforgettable. Tragically, Alexander Godunov passed away in star 1995 star at the age of 45. The Los Angeles County coroner ruled that he died of natural causes resulting from chronic alcoholism, with complications related to hepatitis. Though his career was cut short, his portrayal of Carl remains one of action cinema's most memorable henchmen. As Carl hunted McClane through the skyscraper, another obstacle waited outside, one wearing a police badge. Every great action film needs someone who consistently underestimates the hero, and Paul Gleason delivered that role perfectly as Deputy Chief Dwayne T. Robinson. Confident, stubborn, and convinced that he understood the situation better than anyone else, Robinson repeatedly dismissed McClane's warnings, creating moments of frustration that added tension to the story. Gleason was already well known for playing memorable authority figures, most notably the strict assistant principal Richard Vernon in The Breakfast Club. His commanding voice and unmistakable screen presence made Robinson both believable and entertaining, even when audiences loved to disagree with his decisions. After Die Hard, Gleason continued appearing in numerous films and television series, often portraying military officers, police officials, or powerful executives. Paul Gleason passed away in star 2006 star at the age of 67 after battling mesothelioma, a rare form of cancer. His career spanned more than 3 decades, leaving behind an impressive collection of unforgettable supporting performances. Robinson may not have made life easier for John McClane, but one television reporter arguably made matters even worse. Few movie characters have been as delightfully irritating as television reporter Richard Thornburg. William Atherton portrayed the ambitious journalist with such conviction that audiences instantly recognized him as the kind of sensationalist reporter willing to cross ethical lines for an exclusive story. Thornburg's decision to reveal sensitive information about McClane's family became one of the film's most emotionally charged moments, making him almost as unpopular with viewers as the terrorists themselves. Atherton had already mastered playing memorable antagonists, earning widespread recognition as the arrogant EPA official Walter Peck in Ghostbusters. His ability to portray unlikable characters without turning them into caricatures became one of his greatest strengths as an actor. Following Die Hard, he reprised the role of Thornburg in Die Hard 2 and continued working steadily in film, television, and theater. As of 2026, Atherton remains respected for a career spanning decades and for creating characters audiences genuinely loved to dislike. His unforgettable performance brings us to one of the film's most tragic figures, a businessman whose misplaced confidence would have devastating consequences. Among the hostages trapped inside Nakatomi Plaza, Harry Ellis stood out as one of the film's most memorable supporting characters. Played by Hart Bochner, Ellis was the smooth-talking corporate executive whose confidence and flashy lifestyle masked a dangerous lack of judgment. Believing he could negotiate with Hans Gruber, Ellis underestimated the seriousness of the situation, creating one of Die Hard's most suspenseful and emotional moments. Bochner later revealed that he based parts of Ellis's personality on real-life Hollywood executives he had encountered early in his career. Before Die Hard, the Canadian actor had appeared in films such as Supergirl and television productions on both sides of the border. Rather than focusing solely on acting after the film's success, Bochner expanded into writing and directing, earning praise for projects including the comedy PCU and the romantic comedy Just Add Water. As of 2026, he remains active in the entertainment industry as an actor, writer, director, and producer. Ellis's unforgettable fate demonstrated that arrogance could be just as dangerous as any weapon. Yet outside the building, another character kept audiences smiling until the very end. Every action hero needs someone waiting to get them home safely, and Devereaux White brought warmth, humor, and optimism to the role of limousine driver Argyle. Although he spent most of the film unaware of the hostage crisis unfolding above him, Argyle's cheerful personality and unexpected contribution during the climax made him one of the movie's most beloved supporting characters. White had already appeared in television and smaller film roles before landing Die Hard, but the film introduced him to audiences around the world. One memorable behind-the-scenes detail is that Argyle's final confrontation with Theo was carefully staged to give the character a heroic moment despite spending much of the story isolated in the parking garage. Following Die Hard, White continued acting in television and independent films, although he chose a much quieter career than many of his co-stars. As of 2026, he occasionally appears at fan conventions celebrating the enduring popularity of the film. His easygoing performance reminded viewers that even ordinary people can become unexpected heroes. That idea also applied to one of Hans Gruber's smartest accomplices. Behind every carefully planned operation stood Theo, the brilliant computer hacker responsible for unlocking Nakatomi Plaza's sophisticated security system. Clarence Gilliard Jr. gave the role charm, confidence, and a sense of humor that made Theo far more memorable than the average movie henchman. Before appearing in Die Hard, Gilliard had gained attention through television roles, but his performance here helped establish him as a recognizable face in Hollywood. He later starred alongside Tom Cruise in Top Gun and became even more famous as Jimmy Trevette in the long-running television series Walker, Texas Ranger, where he appeared with Chuck Norris for 8 seasons. In addition to acting, Gilliard became a respected university professor, teaching theater to aspiring performers. Sadly, Clarence Gilliard Jr. passed away in Star 2022 at the age of 66 after a long illness, according to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where he served on the faculty. While the specific illness was not publicly disclosed, his influence as both an actor and educator continues to inspire new generations. Our final cast member portrayed the executive whose courage helped define the stakes of the entire story. As Nakatomi Corporation executive Joseph Takagi, James Shigeta delivered one of the film's most dignified and emotionally powerful performances. Faced with Hans Gruber's relentless demands, Takagi refused to betray his company's secrets, demonstrating remarkable integrity under unimaginable pressure. Although his screen time was limited, his courage established the seriousness of the hostage crisis and immediately raised the emotional stakes for everyone involved. Long before Die Hard, Shigeta had already made Hollywood history as one of the first Asian American actors to achieve leading man status in mainstream American cinema. He starred opposite major Hollywood actresses during the late 1950s and 1960s and earned widespread acclaim for films including Flower Drum Song and Bridge to the Sun. Throughout his career, he became an important trailblazer for greater Asian representation in film and television. James Shigeta passed away in Star 2014 at the age of 85 from natural causes, according to his family. His remarkable career opened doors for future generations of performers, ensuring that his legacy extends far beyond Die Hard. His quiet strength remains one of the film's most moving memories. Nearly 4 decades after its release, Die Hard continues to stand as one of the greatest action films ever made. Its influence can be seen in countless movies that followed, but few have matched the perfect balance of suspense, humor, memorable characters, and emotional storytelling that made the original so unforgettable. From Bruce Willis redefining the modern action hero to Alan Rickman's legendary debut as Hans Gruber, every member of the cast contributed something unique. We also remember the talented performers we've lost, including Alan Rickman, Alexander Godunov, Paul Gleason, Clarence Gilliard Jr., and James Shigeta, whose work continues to entertain audiences around the world. Their performances remain an enduring reminder that great films are built not only by unforgettable heroes, but by extraordinary ensembles. As we look back from 2026, Die Hard is more than just an action classic. It's a timeless piece of cinema whose legacy grows stronger with every new generation of fans. Which Die Hard cast member's journey surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another cast. Then and now journey through Hollywood history.